国首都华盛顿 DC 的城市印象，对旅客来说几乎都是冷冰冰的纪念碑和美国白宫。然而，近几年的华府其实正经历一场大规模的城市创新。夹在新与旧交替的时空，城市掀起涂鸦文化运动。艺术家在华府街头画出属于城市的历史记忆与观点。
My name is Jason Bowers. I live here in Washington, D.C., and I'm one of the coordinators for Powwow DC, which is a mural festival in DC every year in May. The street art scene in DC is newer than in other cities like New York or Los Angeles. The art scene is really growing in DC, and especially murals. I think that street art really can take a bland area and really make it beautiful. But instead of just having a blank wall, you now have something to look at.
Jason 带我在城市边缘步行，寻找城市中的有趣涂鸦，一幅令人震撼的写实风格涂鸦出现在眼前。
So behind me is the work by Martin Swift, and his traditional medium is oil painting. And this was the first time he did a mural. And what he's using here is not oil, but acrylic paint, so your traditional house paint. And he had to learn how to make acrylic paint look like oil paint, which is incredibly difficult to do. And this mural took him almost 2 weeks just to do this piece here.
描绘父子相处的壁画，分别是孩子1岁与2岁时被父亲抱在怀中的神情，以细致笔调勾勒半裸父子的亲密画面。
So this is by an artist named Golden Rabbit Silent Monkey, and he's a young artist from Washington, D.C. He's actually a Laotian descent, from his family's from Laos, and you can see in his work it's very much inspired by Southeast Asian and Chinese characters. He paints a lot of animals like rabbits and monkeys. Here, like the lucky cat with a fish, and all of them are like tattoos on the rabbits. So this one is my favorite. I love the image of the octopus in the ocean. It reminds me of like a tattoo on an old sailor. And I also think that this rabbit looks a little angry. So I think this is kind of fun, like he's like a tough old man. So the piece behind me is by an artist named Christina Wing Chow, and she is a Chinese-American artist. She likes to draw animals or creatures that look like they're made of candy or clouds. And so here you see behind me this dragon, looks like it's made from jelly beans. The whole thing is done with spray paint. Beautiful. So when she did the dragon, everyone thought it was very beautiful. And then she did the mane or the hair on top, which is excellent. And then she added the drop shadow below, which really gives it a 3D effect. And she did this in about 9 days by herself, all using spray paint.
华盛顿 DC 是美国首都，自然养成了深刻的政治、历史和文化。黑人被压迫与抗争的历史，对于华府而言是不可被忽视的。城市里的 U Street 被在地人昵称为黑人百老汇，黑人文化在此才是主流。华府最有名的黑人壁画是街上一间已经开业60年的汉堡店 Ben's Chili Bowl 的外墙。
那在我背后的这一面墙是 DC， 应该算是 DC 最有名的涂鸦墙，它里面画的就是所有是黑人的一些著名的人物，包括奥巴马，然后最新的还有 Donnie Simpson、Trunk Brown 这一些名人全部都在墙上。
Washington, D.C. has a very famous nickname called Chocolate City because it was mostly black people or African American people. So that's why you have something like U Street used to be like the heart of the culture of African Americans in D.C., music and arts. And now it is condos and it is very expensive restaurants and bars. And so some of that culture is missing. And again, as I mentioned, that's why the murals help to remind people about the history of that neighborhood.
新建筑外面也出现很多来自不同城市的艺术家，创作出不同风格的作品。
This is a small piece by Kelly Tolles. He is one of the most famous artists from Washington, D.C. He's also the director of Powwow, D.C. So you can see the ramen packet itself is a face and body with hands and legs. And this is done with marker. All of this is marker, and this is spray paint. This wall, the artist's name is Hoxa, and he painted this maybe 3 years ago. And this is an old club, music club, that has been empty now for many, many years. So it's a very special style the way he paints. He does not spray paint directly on the wall like this. He holds the can sideways, so I'll show you. Instead of like this, he holds the can sideways. And so when he's spray painting this way, or this way like this.
Okay.
So for example, with this yellow, he's holding the can again sideways like this.
Yes.
Over and over and over and over again. Over and over and over for hundreds of times and thousands of times.
Wow.
And so using the different caps, they have different size holes. And so if you have a very small hole, you get a very small spray. If you have a fat cap, then the spray gets bigger. And you can see over here the spray gets bigger. So you can use different types of caps on top to give you a small or big spray. And then you use the different colors and the different sizes to give you the look of like 3D. This is actually one of the most difficult walls I've ever seen painted. If you look closely at the wall, there's many different types of material, from brick to cement. You have rebar, and also the wall is not even. There is so many different layers to the wall. So the artist must not only be painting like this, he must paint up here, must paint on the side, he must paint underneath. So it took him a long, long time. Plus, he cannot use any of his tools. He cannot use anything to help him make a straight line. So it all has to be from the eyes and the hand. And the whole thing is all spray paint.
在华盛顿市区隐蔽的街区教会后方，还有艺术家教导大学生现场涂鸦，希望让更多年轻人从街头吸取文化养分。
Like this?
进入城市深处，看过华盛顿 DC 的涂鸦，我才知道，原来艺术环境不只在制式的博物馆里，走在每一条街上都能关注这个社会，看见当地人们与生活共同谱出的颜色，无论它是光彩或者阴暗。